Whitewater, also streaming live on UWW-TV. I'm glad to be here today. My mic finally works this week, which is pretty awesome. I'm your host, Chris Pittner, joined as always by a fantastic crew of Laz, Colin, Ryan, Mikey, and Alex. Guys, how are we doing today? The weather's pretty decent the last few days.
Fantastic, Chris.
Basketball's back. I went to sleep
back.
last night feeling like it was Christmas Eve. I just couldn't fall asleep. Just too giddy.
How are you doing?
Pun intended?
Josh giddy? No.
What?
No pun.
Whoa.
What? Whoa. Said you were feeling all giddy.
I'm not feeling like Josh Giddy right now.
Don't.
I have nothing in common with Joshua Giddy
All right.
of the Chicago Bulls.
That's not good.
What's up with you, Chris?
Yeah,
how's
how are
your
you
week,
feeling?
buddy?
I'm a little under the weather today,
Oh.
but it's good to be here. Good to be
sad.
talking some basketball, which we'll get into in a little bit. And actually, our first topic is going to directly relate to basketball. I promised this to you guys last week after struggling a little bit with the baseball Immaculate Grid. We're getting to the basketball one this week. We're running it back with the Immaculate Grids. We're just switching sports. For those listeners and viewers out there who don't know how this works, you have to pick someone from both of these categories. So on the top, you have the Sacramento Kings, the Golden State Warriors, and the stat category of 5 assists per game in a season. And then on the side, running up and down, you got the Wizards, the Celtics, and the Clippers. I'm going to let Laz start it off. Do you have anything for any of these?
Yeah, I guess for Warriors, Wizards, we can go Jordan Poole.
It is a pool party
Hold
in here.
on before we type it. What do you have? Might be
I
a
had
little
Otto
rare.
Porter Jr. for that, which would
That's
be
a good
little
one.
bit
Ooh, I like
challenging.
Does anyone else have any other
'Cause
options for
we got to
that?
go low percentage.
do have to
points.
go
I'd go
For
Otto.
the low score here.
Who was in the Jordan? Was that a free agency signing or a trade?
Well, what do you got?
No, I was
the Jordan
asking,
Poole.
was that a
Oh.
trade or a
Legal
free
leagues and-
agency
Which
signing?
one?
The Pool one.
That was a trade.
Poole was a trade.
Who was in the trade for him is my question.
Probably like a bag of trash.
A new washing machine.
Jordan Poole, dude.
A pack of Clorox wipes.
Maybe a fun-sized pack of Lay's barbecue
Yeah.
chips.
Maybe a 2-pack of Reese's.
Jordan Poole was traded for Chris Paul.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, but Chris Paul never
A
appeared.
pack of yellow Starbursts.
Chris Paul never technically
was-
So
appeared
we're
for the
doing Otto
Wizards though.
Porter Jr.
Yeah, it was-
Let's throw Otto Porter in there.
It was Jordan Poole for Chris
I like
Paul,
that.
Patrick
8%.
Baldwin.
8%, not bad at all.
Single digits,
That's
we'll take
Wilt's
it.
grandson right there.
I did, absolutely.
You wouldn't know it by the skill.
Oh my god.
What? He stinks. What do you want from me?
That's fair.
Fair point.
Ex-Bull.
I feel like he's played for like half the NBA at this point.
And he's pretty young.
And he
The
hasn't,
Josh
he hasn't
Johnson,
even averaged
the
over
Ryan
like 5 points a game.
Fitzpatrick, the Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Ryan
just
Fitzpatrick of basketball.
But
No, that's
significantly
Ish
worse.
Smith.
I have a question for you guys. Do you guys know who either Brad Wanamaker or
Yes.
Jonas Jerebko are? Because
No.
Of course.
they both
Brad
played for the
Wanamaker.
Celtics and Warriors. Who do you think would be a lower
Jonas
percentage?
Jerebko. Or,
Sure.
Oh, both of them are going to be.
That's what I'm
really
saying.
low.
They're both really good options for that.
I would not have thought of that. Chris Pittner with the ball knowledge.
Brad Wanamaker
Going
was my
Jonas
first instinct, but
Brad.
I got to fact check and make sure
Jerebko's
Jerebko.
12%.
Yeah, he's 12.
All right, so let's not go with that. Let's go with Brad
Brad
Wanamaker.
How did 12% of people think of Jonas Jerebko?
4% for Wanamaker.
There it is. That'll do. That will do.
Bless you.
Season
4%, not bad at all. That's honestly more than I thought would be there.
He looks like James
Oh my
Harden. Some
God.
stuff happened to him.
He looks like a witch.
He looks like James Harden after he visits Houston on an away game.
Obviously, we're not going to get into what that implies. But,
Jersey retired.
Jersey retired.
does anyone have a good option for Celtics and 5+ assists per game? This one's kind of wide open.
I'm thinking of like
Isaiah
old
Thomas.
point guards.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of somebody.
of, like,
Bob
old
Cousy.
Bob Cousy.
Bob goes.
Let's.
Bob
I'm going to
Cousy.
fact check it real quick.
Someone on the team that's
I bet Kevin McHale averaged like 5 assists. at some
Wait.
point.
Did Drew Holiday average 5 last year?
That's way too recent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that people aren't going to put it, though.
Old.
Everybody's
Everyone's
gonna
gonna
put
put
it.
it.
It's gonna be at
Honestly.
least 20%.
You could do Kyrie too.
And he was wrong.
Did Kyrie
And
do
I
it,
was
though?
wrong. Drew Holiday did
Holiday
not
was wrong.
have
Well,
5
there you
assists per
go.
game.
Professional-
Well, you just lost out on a guess.
Yeah.
We could do
Professional-
Bob
That's
Cousy.
fine
We could
by
do
me,
Bob
Colin.
Cousy.
Robert
Like,
Professional
Cousy.
I feel like
goober over here
we're
on
thinking
the-
too
on the
early.
leather chair.
We're thinking too early and too late. Like what? Nobody's thinking in the middle.
Who was the point guard for that 80s Celtics team?
I don't know off the top of my head.
It wasn't Danny Ainge, was it?
It might be.
What did
I
he
could
have?
fact check
5
that.
assists though, probably.
Oh,
I mean,
You
if
got
he was
Larry
a-
Bird on your team, just
you're
give him
passing
the
the ball.
rock.
You're passing the ball.
Just-
Danny Ainge is a very good guess. 1%.
All right, there it is. There it
Let's
is.
go.
There it is.
Good poll.
What a
Les.
poll, Laz.
Thank you.
Laz,
Fantastic.
You're so incredible and
Oh.
awesome and stuff.
Yeah. I know.
Whoa. The fishbowl's getting steamy
Pause
over
today.
there.
He's gotta
Yeah,
stop
cut the
quick
mics.
trip.
Cut the mics in the fishbowl.
So, moving on to Kings
Blazers.
Wizards. Does anyone have a diabolical poll for us? Because I'm still thinking about that one.
Boogie Cousins.
Ooh.
Wait,
I don't think he
don't
did.
think he
did
play for the
Rondo ever
Wizards?
play for the Wizards?
Oh,
I don't believe so. No.
I don't
Did
know
Mike
why,
Bibby ever play for the Wizards?
But I feel like Boogie might have played for the Wizards.
I don't
for
think
a
so.
year. Like a year, and we just don't remember it.
No, he definitely did not.
He
Yeah.
didn't.
No.
I don't know. I'm just throwing stuff out there. You know?
Think of DeMarcus
No.
Cousins in a Wizards jersey. Does anything
does- yeah,
come
it
in your
doesn't.
head?
No.
Kind of.
It doesn't work.
Not really.
You're doing jersey swaps in your mind right now. Didn't happen.
I mean, if Taj Gibson had played for the Kings, because
Was-
he's
was he
kind of
on the
done a
Wizards or no?
swoon of all the bad teams in the NBA.
Taj Gibson.
No, he
He
wasn't.
wasn't.
That's a guy who stuck around in the league for
It was,
way
it was
too
an
long.
attempt. It was
I
an
think he's
attempt.
on the
He's
Pistons
still
this
in the
year.
league.
He's still in the league.
Taj
He
Gibson.
just got signed by the Pistons, I'm pretty sure, this year.
Oh wait,
God,
yeah.
dude.
Kings, Clippers. You could do Boogie.
Yeah.
We could.
That's one.
Yeah, but like, you know, let's.
Dude, Ish Smith is going to be
Yeah,
one of
don't
these.
do it.
Do not do Boogie
gonna
Cousins
get
for
hit.
the.
Do not do it.
Do not do Boogie Cousins at 35%.
Oh,
Do not
Of course
do
it
it.
is.
Yeah,
It's
we're not
Boogie,
doing it.
dude.
Does anyone have a
Stop
war?
thinking about all-stars right
What
now.
about Warriors Clippers?
Sean Livingston.
It's not a bad one.
But he'll probably be up in the 20s.
Was
Probably.
Chris Kaman ever a Warrior?
Chris
I don't know
Paul,
who
but that would
any
be
of
too
these
high.
players
Yeah.
are.
These
Chris
guys are just
Paul would be really up there.
making elite polls right now.
I do
that-
not have
Yeah.
elite,
I do not
elite
know.
ball knowledge,
Unfortunately,
I'm
Chris
trying.
Kaman was not a Warrior. Darn it.
Yeah, I mean, I came.
I'll just pull the baseball up right now
Yeah, the
and
ball
go,
knowledge
and
out
go
here.
9 for 9 quick.
Ball knowledge in the fishbowl. Guys, we got
Lock me in for baseball. I'll do it right
I do
now.
have a poll for Clippers.
did that
5+
last week.
assists per game.
Is it
Well,
Chris
he's got-
Paul?
I want to say he's known for being a wizard, but I'm going to say John Wall on the Clippers.
Did he ever?
For what?
He was
Which
on
one?
Did he
the
average
roster.
5 on
He
the
was on the
Wizard or
roster.
on the?
Did he
I don't
average
think
5
he
assists?
has
I
to be on the
guarantee you
roster.
he
I
did
don't
at
think
one
he has to be
point.
on that team to average. I think it's
Wait.
No,
You-
it's in the
You have
5
to click-
assists.
click
It has
the
to be
stat.
on that team. It has to be
Oh,
on
does
that
it?
team.
You have to click the stat and it
Yeah, it
says.
has to be on that team.
Oh, shoot. I don't know.
You're talking to an immaculate grid pro right here. I play this every day.
John
in
Wall was
class.
50%. That's not a great guess, but you know
So you
we
guys
got to
are
roll
thinking
with
about
it.
all stars. Look, we got Otto Porter, Brad Wanamaker, and Danny Ainge. These guys never sniffed an all-star team.
Danny Ainge might have. It's
Oh my!
possible.
Oh, hold on. John Wall for 5+ assists. Clippers is 0.6%.
So I did it for the wrong team, is what
Yeah.
I learned.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's not
You're
correct.
talking to a immaculate grid pro over here.
This is push his glasses up
I
to
couldn't
his
hear
face.
that. Couldn't hear that all the way back in the fishbowl.
You
a
heard
little
it.
muffled.
You heard it.
The
Anyways,
overmodulation
He's
was
now
crazy.
crying inside.
Got a drink from.
You want me to cry on the outside too?
If I say
will.
if I say
I
if
will.
I say the one that shall not be named, you might.
A lot's worse
Gosh.
is gonna happen than some tears.
I feel like
being
there's
shed.
a
there's
Warriors
gonna be-
player.
There's
He's
gonna be
on.
more bodily fluid shed than tears if you say his name.
Yeah, you're gonna pee.
On the show, he's just gonna pee his pants.
Pee his pants because he's so scared.
Gosh, there's a Warriors player. He's on the
How's
tip
it
of my
0.4?
tongue that signed with the Clippers.
It's
But I don't remember who it
0.4
is.
for,
2016
Alex
Warriors.
Wait,
I gotta
wait,
go.
What? 0.4?
Yeah, for him. John Wall's 0.4 for him. He's got a different
That's
percentile over here.
What?
Yeah, he's got a way higher score than us.
What'd you get?
Well, he
I got
actually
0.6.
has.
I got 0.6 too.
He has
I'm on-
0.4.
For what?
This
What
guy's got his
category-
hags turned
What
on.
category is he put him in? He's got
No,
aimbot
you're on
on
the
it.
same. That's
I'm
the
on
same
immaculate
one.
grid.
You're on the same one, dude.
Oh shit. I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh, I got it, guys. Clippers Warriors on Maurice Spates. Anyone
Wow.
remember that name?
Mo Spades, yeah.
Who?
Maurice.
Didn't he have like the giant mole on his head?
Let's just input the Snoop Dogg meme. Of who?
How do you,
3%.
spell that man's name?
Marreese.
What?
Spells Maurice like
What were his parents on, bro? Maurice.
I don't know.
Maurice.
All right,
What is
so
going on? Why did it not?
3%.
3%.
Mo Spades.
All right, so now
Oh, I got it.
we got that entire first category to go yet.
Yeah. Yeah. we got
Clippers,
it.
It's the
Kings,
Kings.
Rajon Rondo could be a pull for that.
White chocolate play on any of these other teams? I forgot his name. I just remember.
Rondo was 8%, not bad.
Rondo?
I threw him in
We
there.
could get lower.
I
we
forgot
could
his
get lower.
name, but he one of the best
Yeah.
passes of all time.
Yeah.
Jason Williams.
Jason
Yeah,
Williams.
Jason Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did he play for any of the other?
Let me do a
teams.
quick search.
All right,
so you-
let's just knock out Wizards 5+ assists per game first. Like,
Well,
Why don't you
I
use
threw in
John
John
Wall?
Wall there, so
Yeah.
that was a mistake.
what was that? 50%?
Actually,
Yeah,
I'm gonna-
50.
I'll
Wait,
give the credit
did
to
Jordan Poole have
ours.
5 assists
Yeah.
last?
Probably not.
That's too early. That's too early.
He also never swung
Or-
the rock.
What about like
Yeah.
Can we get like a Chicago Packers player back when the Wizards were called that, or no?
That's crazy. That would count, yeah.
I
But
think
Do
so.
you know anybody from the Chicago Packers?
No.
Me neither.
From I think it was 1923 Chicago Packers.
1962.
Never mind, I'm an idiot.
The Washington
bit
Bullets
of a
could be an
difference.
option potentially.
They
Why
could
did I
be.
think 23?
Yeah.
Did, what's his name? Arenas?
Gilbert Arenas?
Gilbert Arenas?
Fact check time.
Did he average 5 assists?
No.
The old school John Morant?
Yeah. Yeah, the original.
Prototype?
He did.
All right.
I believe.
That might be kind of
Yeah, he did 5.0.
Gilbert.
He had a year where he went 10 actually.
5%.
10 assists.
That's 5%. That's 5%.
It's a lot better than what I
That's
did.
fine.
I'll put it that
What are
way.
we feeling Rondo for Clippers Kings? You said that was an 8%?
Yep, not bad at all.
That's
Take
not bad.
that.
We'll do it. We'll do it.
A lot better than the Boston Kings one, probably.
All right.
Yeah, that would have been better than that.
We got to put our heads together, fellas. We got 2 more to do.
I'm just about as useful as
Pause.
a bus in the movie Cars right now, so do not.
You
do not
know
count
these
on me.
teams.
Shout out Fillmore.
You know these teams.
You know the Celtics.
You do.
You
I don't know the Kings.
Isaiah Thomas
Oh.
played for the Kings for a little bit.
Well, that's
He
true.
did. Let's throw it in there. It might
At
not
this
be.
point, we're 11 minutes into the Warhawk thought. Let's just.
Yeah.
Start throwing names out.
27%.
Ow.
Oofda.
Has anybody got anything before I press select? No? Okay.
Kings Wizards.
That's our only above 10% though, so we're doing good.
I
No,
didn't
Jonas
even- I didn't even put it down.
Drepko.
Wait, Jerebko might.
Drepko was 12.
For what?
Oh, for me, I put Drepko. You guys.
I'd
put
wanna
it
make
in
He
it.
might
right?
actually be an option for that one. I don't remember exactly, but
For
if
Celtics
Jonas
or
Jerebko.
I've heard,
he played for the
Kings guys chose
Celtics,
Winemaker,
he did not play for the Wizards, unfortunately.
Well, Wizards and Kings.
That is quite a
Quite the
combo.
conundrum.
Straight poverty combo, really.
Who was all on those Kings teams?
dude, I literally-
Chris Webber, Mike Bibby, Jason Williams,
Boogie.
Boogie.
Did What's his name? Tyreek Evans ever play for the
Tyreek
Wizards?
Evans.
Probably
I
not.
don't know, but that's a good name you just pulled out there.
Did Aaron Aflalo play for either one of those teams?
Aaron
Whoa!
Aflalo, 2K15 legend.
I don't know who any of these people
What a pull.
Yeah, I know what you guys are talking about. Yeah.
If I knew
Stu-
I-
Oh, yeah,
Stu-
wait.
Stu-
Oh, yeah, wait.
Obviously.
Dude, I averaged like 16
Paulie
in
Parcheesi.
in our
You guys
franchise.
don't remember Paulie Parcheesi?
Yeah, you guys know Paulie Parcheesi?
Come on now.
Kings, no.
Did Mario
No Wizards.
Chalmers go to the Wizards and
I don't think you went to either one of
Mario-
those.
Mario.
Dude just
Wait.
pulled out random names that he
Yeah.
knows.
That's a
Zach
Michael
Randolph
Jordan?
never played for the Wizards, did he?
I mean, I don't know. He's only retired.
That's a
I
name.
might just put in LeBron James at this point.
We could just give
He
up
owns
and
all
see
these
what's.
teams anyways.
I mean, we've gone quite a bit over time. I feel like we could just give up and.
just Google it. I'm not going with 8 out of 9 here.
Monte Morris was a king.
There's,
I lost somehow.
Wait. Was
I
Monte
can't
Morris a
put any
king?
more in.
he might have been.
Andre
Never
Miller.
happen, I guess.
Andre Miller.
Andre Miller, throw that in.
I
Did he
can't.
play for both those teams?
Wait, Chris Webber actually played for the Wizards, believe it or not.
Oh!
My dad just said Chris Webber played for both teams. He backed up Chris
Andre
Pittman
Miller's a
there.
one-
I was
1%er,
unaware that he
so-
played for the Wizards. Thank you, Ryan's dad.
Hey. NBA
Yeah, shout out
insider.
Matt Halliday right now. Let's go.
Matt Halata.
What's the percentage?
1% on Andre Miller.
My dad probably just used Google to be
Oh,
honest.
103 on the score. Lowest score I've ever gotten.
That's better than I did because I gave up.
It's that
All right.
0.6
I got
John Wall.
66.
We'll take it.
It's that 0.6 John Wall pull.
But
From
with
Alex.
that,
Yeah,
that was
No,
fun,
no, Alex,
obviously.
those not Chris. Chris
But we
is
got to
taking
keep the
credit
show
for
moving.
it.
The show must go on. We're going to go on really quickly to some WIAC volleyball. WIAC, apparently, is how it's supposed to be said.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
saying WEAC still.
yeah, I will never.
But
know.
at this point, Whitewater got upset last week at home in the Chris Russell Volleyball Gymnasium against UW Stevens Point, who currently holds a 4-0 record in conference. Also has the tiebreaker over the Warhawks. Oshkosh currently sits at 3-1. Whitewater, Platteville, Eau Claire, and Stout are all 2-2. Guys, it's quite the jumble right now. Alex, I'll start with you. Any thoughts on what's transpired so far in the WEAC?
I have noticed that all the games that the Warhawks are losing are like close games, especially this Stevens Point game was a 2-3 loss in set 5, and that's how a lot of our losses are. And then so Stevens Point pulled ahead quickly in the first set, and the Warhawks came back, making it a 1-point deficit, and then a late run then gave Stevens Point the first 1-0 advantage, and then all these games the Warhawks are playing, they're just so back and forth. I fully believe that any other night the Warhawks are taking this game, especially the one against Stevens Point.
Well, I forget who exactly told me this. It might have been Alex Carpenter. In set number 5, you only played a 15, which I knew already. But if you get up 4-5-0 in that set, it's really hard to come back.
Yeah,
and I believe that's what happened in that match.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I just they're so back and forth, and like I said, I just feel like any other night the Warhawks are taking this game. I don't know, it was just a very close game, a very good game too. But it just feels like we outplay our opponents sometimes, but lose to ourselves kind of in a way. But I mean, just takeaways from that game. Abby Dix now averages 1.43 blocks per set and is the second blocker in the nation. And
wow,
Abby
what a
Cruz
stat!
Also has 50 assists, 4 kills, and 6 blocks in that game, and that's just another amazing night that she always has.
I mean, Aubrey Cruz is definitely the facilitator for that team, no doubt about that.
Yeah, 100%. And then just the Carthage and St. Mary's University game that we went 2-0. Pretty dominant performances from the Warhawks yet again. We can sweep these low-level opponents, but can't seem to get it done against high-ranking opponents besides the Pointers. But yeah, these games continue to show why the Warhawks are the number 1 blocking team in the nation as well. We just dominate up front every time.
Me and Ryan were talking about this. You can get into this a little bit too. Out of Whitewater's opponents this year, I believe they've played 21 matches, excuse me. 7 of them are currently ranked in the top 25.
Yeah, and 5 of those are WIAC teams. Oshkosh at 6, Whitewater at 7, Platteville's at 20, Stevens Point's at 24 now, and Eau Claire's at 25.
And that's 5 out of the 8 teams. It's kind of like
Correct.
football, where they call it the wacky WIAC for a reason.
Yeah.
Mikey, on to you. Any thoughts really quick?
I think a lot of the reason we kind of lost Stevens Point is because we just ran into them at the wrong time. Right now, Stevens Point is 12-2 in their last 14. Ever since the end of the U of Northwestern tournament, they've gone 12-2, and their 2 losses are against top 25 teams. They're just red hot right now, and I feel like a lot of the reason we lost, we just ran into them at the wrong time, and they've just been running through plenty of opponents. Ashley Kopp is once again proven she's one of the better WIAC players out there right now. 1 of 3 for UW Stevens Point to play all 87 sets played for Stevens Point, and she leads the WIAC in kills with 469 and points with 543 per set, I should add.
You know what they say, the best ability is availability, and if she's played all 87 sets, she's clearly been available and ready for them this year.
Anthony Davis should take a page from her book.
He wasn't bad last year.
No.
Career
We
high
just go
76
from
games last
WIAC
year.
Yeah.
volleyball to Anthony Davis.
We just can't wait to talk about the
I
Lakers,
know.
all right?
I mean, I guess
Stretching over there.
I guess Whitewater needs to add Jamal Murray to their team in that case.
Why? Why?
Oh no.
Why would
Why?
you do this, Chris? Chris, what is
Why
wrong?
would you do that?
We'll
would
get
you
to
say
that
that?
more later.
It was
On,
such a good show, Chris.
on
Usually
to-
you did
It's going
that.
smoothly.
on to Ryan. What are your thoughts so far?
I mean, Alex hinted at it earlier, but Abby Dix had 11 blocks in the whole game there. Elena Jansky had 20 kills, and Jenna Weinford had 17. Our offense has just been fantastic. I mean, we outscored Stevens Point 103-98 across all 5 sets, and still ended up losing in 5 sets. Obviously, we dropped from 7 to 5 in the coaches poll, and Stevens Point got bumped up to 24. But then Alex hinted on it. We stacked the back-to-back wins against Carthage and St. Mary's, and we got a tough WIAC schedule coming up. 3 more games on schedule for us. 2 of them are away. First one's away at River Falls on this coming Saturday. Final home game is this, not tomorrow, but next week, Wednesday, against Platteville. And then we have Stout to finish the season on Friday, November 8th.
When having Platteville, who beat UW Oshkosh, they're their 1 loss this year in straight sets. So having them here in Whitewater is going to be huge.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of Oshkosh's losses too have just been or a lot of their games, I should actually say, has been just 3 to 4 sets. They haven't really had. I think the only match they had where it went to 5 sets was against Whitewater. I think that was the only set that went to or only match that went to 5 sets. The rest have been 3 to 4.
I mean, Alex touched on this a little bit too. It's like when you play against no disrespect to any of these teams, but slightly lesser competition, you tend to take care of business pretty easily. Like Whitewater's had a couple of those matches in their invitationals where, like against Knox College, for example, they won a set 25-7.
Yeah, but like that's just setting up for an amazing WIAC tournament, which is going to come the 12th to the 16th of November. It's going to be a fantastic.
That's true.
Should be fun to watch. Location still to be determined. I believe the Warhawks actually took the tournament last year, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But on to Colin, any thoughts on how this might shake out the rest of the year?
Look, we're going to be fine. We're sitting here at third in the WIAC, and everybody's freaking out. We have the highest overall winning percentage in all the WIAC in volleyball at an 857. We got the best overall record. Only 3 losses. It just happens that 2 of those are versus WIAC teams. But like we were all talking about the stats, they're playing great. You look at the end of the season, to round out our WIAC play, we've got 3 unranked WIAC teams, River Falls, Platteville, and Stout, teams that Whitewater should make easy work of and fix up that WIAC conference schedule that they have heading into the WIAC tournament. So I think they just need to keep doing what they're doing. Like we said, some really easy matchups coming, no ranked teams for the rest of the season for them, so they should be able to get their record looking good. And it's just win those WIAC conference games, and then you'll put yourself right in the thick of it for the WIAC heading into the WIAC tournament.
When something to note, there's only 2 teams in the conference with an overall record under 500 and only 3 with a record under 700, with Stevens Point being at around 71 and 17-7. But the only 2 teams under 500 are River Falls and La Crosse, and Whitewater already took care of La Crosse in rather simple fashion. Laz, you'd have to assume they're going to do the same with these final 3 opponents.
Yeah, you would, Chris. I mean, they're on a 2-game win streak right now. They currently sit at third in the WIAC, but that's only because they've lost 2 conference games. I mean, overall, the overall outlook of the season looks good. I mean, they're better than they were last year, and that's honestly a tough task to accomplish. But along with them being better than they were last year, we're also seeing teams like Stevens Point, once again, Oshkosh up there at the top. They got better. They only have 4 losses on the season. I'd even say Platteville got a little better. That Stevens Point game was tough. Like Mikey said, we just caught him at a bad time because, I mean, I was sitting in the truck for that game. It was a little chilly, but
as it gets in Wisconsin in October.
I mean,
Not this year.
it was a close game, but it just looked like we were getting outplayed. I mean, like Ryan said, we outscored them, but their defense and just the sets that mattered was the reason they won.
I mean,
that match.
Whitewater got up 2-1 and looked like they were in control. Then Stevens Point took set 4 in a close matchup, and I want to say they got ahead just too much in set 5 for Whitewater to be able to overcome it at the end.
Yep.
Does anyone else have any final thoughts on where you think the WIAC might check out? Does this team still have a chance to clinch the regular season title, or are they just going to have to go for the tournament, most
100%.
likely?
I think Whitewater does have a chance, especially because Oshkosh and Stevens Point actually this Friday are actually playing each other. I don't know where it is. I think it's at Oshkosh. It might be Stevens Point. I'm not sure. Ryan's going to
I'm fact checking for you, Mikey.
I don't remember where it's at, but those 2 are playing each other for the first time this season. So we'll see if Stevens Point will be knocked down a level and suffer their first conference loss.
That game is at Stevens Point.
Stevens Point so far this year has played against UW Eau Claire, UW Stout, UW La Crosse, and Whitewater so far, which means they still have River Falls, who's below 500, Platteville, and Oshkosh on the schedule. So depending on how Platteville finishes out the year, it's very possible that they finish with 2 losses. But
I feel like Oshkosh is going to hand them their first loss.
I mean, if there is one team that will more than likely be falling to a lot of the top 25 teams, it would be Stevens Point as well. Even though they did beat Whitewater, obviously, they only have 1 other ranked win, and they've lost to Cornell at the beginning of the year. They lost to U of Northwestern. They lost to Emory when they were number 5. They lost to Milliken when they were 11, and Washington U in St. Louis when they were 8th. So there's definitely plenty of opportunity for UW Whitewater to sneak in and maybe grab their regular season title.
well, a few of those teams as well, Whitewater's beaten, like Northwestern and Cornell, I believe they played earlier in the season, and they took care of them up in a Minnesota tournament. Cornell they took care of in 4 sets, and Northwestern they took care of in 3, which is an improvement over the year before where Northwestern knocked the Warhawks out of the NCAA tournament.
Well, I think like Whitewater has a very good possibility because Oshkosh coming up has Stevens Point and Eau Claire back-to-back, as well as number 15th ranked University of Chicago. So it's going to be it's 3 straight ranked opponents they're going to have to play.
Well, I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but it feels like the ranked teams in volleyball play each other quite a bit.
Yes.
But moving on to our next topic really quick. Sorry, Ryan. But yeah, it's definitely a gauntlet out here. But
Yes.
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 Great
yes,
take.
nailed it right on the head.
Quality.
But moving on
Right.
to I think Colin and Laz's favorite topic. We're going to be talking some basketball today as the NBA season officially tips off with 2 games. The Celtics playing against the Knicks and the Lakers and the Timberwolves. We'll go over the Celtics game first. Laz, I'll start with you. We're going in chronological order here. We're going to cover the early game first and then the later one.
Makes sense.
The defending champion Celtics against the Knicks. What are you expecting tonight?
I mean, I'm expecting a Knicks or a Celtics victory, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Knicks won. I mean, they've drastically improved their team this season, and honestly, I wanted to see the Nova Knicks so bad, but I do like Karl Anthony Towns on their team. I think it just makes sense. They really needed a center. Julius Randle just didn't have the size of like a normal center in the NBA now and
Isn't he only like 6'6"?
no,
Julius
he's probably
Randle.
like
Julius like 6'10".
I don't know why. Oh, that's Zion.
Randall's
I got that mixed
6'9".
up.
No, Zion's also like 6'8".
I could have sworn Zion was 6'6".
I think Zion's 6'7".
something.
Randall's 6'9",
Anyway.
255.
6'6".
Isaiah
7".
Hardenstein wasn't cutting it. He wasn't cutting it. So I
No.
mean, that
He-
addition
Why
of
is that
Cat.
fun
He didn't
now?
play bad in the...
No, but he's no
not a star.
Cat.
He's not a starting
he's not-
center.
no, he's not.
for
He's
it.
not a
Kentucky.
sniper
Cat-
from
The
3.
Cat's also injury prone.
That is true.
Isaiah Hardenstein was
And
on
Cat
my
is
fantasy
also,
team
uh,
last year, and he was
Oh.
also injury prone.
Oh,
Let me tell
Cat
you.
is
I can show you his
Cat's,
game log. All right, pal.
I think there's been
up.
questions about Cat's like toughness. I don't know about mental toughness, but definitely physical
After all-
toughness.
Oh,
Where
for sure.
you know what we're saying. But
The Cat means.
yeah, there's definitely some questions there. Cat, definitely not, his play style's not a bruiser, Colin.
yeah. This is going to be a really good matchup. These are 2 teams that are going to contend at the top of the East all season. And I'm going to need a big performance from Cat as well as Brunson because they are both on my fantasy team.
I was gonna ask
Oh,
if
I
they
gotta
were
set
on.
my lineup.
But
My fantasy team has Brunson as
That's
well.
such hold
last
on.
minute draft at 2 p.m. today, right
What?
before the season started.
Who do you
Wow.
Got the gang together
Who do you got?
last second. I'll pull it up in a second here.
I have Tatum playing tomorrow against the Wizards. Should I have him play tonight against the
No.
Knicks?
I would.
Can't you have him play both days?
No.
Anyway.
Because my league, you just play whoever's available.
Is this game
Right.
in New York or in Boston?
Believe it's in Boston.
It's in Boston.
So they're having their ring
They're-
ceremony.
The
over
ring
there.
ceremony. Ceremonies
They're raising the
tonight.
banner tonight.
Boo.
I think
Nobody likes that.
Yeah, the Celtics.
Yeah, I think we're going to see how this Celtics ball distribution looks after all the drama in the offseason with Jaylen Brown not getting invited to Team USA after winning the Finals MVP. And, Jason Tatum thinks he's the guy, but really it's Jaylen Brown, but Jaylen Brown has no left hand. I think there's some drama brewing up in the
When
Celtics.
Porzingis is also out too.
That's true. Porzingis is
And
Nobody
so I
drafted
think
him in my
Cat's
league.
just going to have his way. And I think, like Lives was saying, that's a really good pickup for the Knicks. You have Julius Randle, who, like we said, undersized, and also just
On the Timberwolves, yes.
his, when he was on the Knicks.
Oh, yeah.
He wasn't getting the job done. He would just ISO every play, chuck up bad shots, and you got Cat, who's a lot more of a team player. He can get you the rebounds. He can spot up and shoot. The toughness might be an issue, but I really like that pickup. And also, they picked up Mikal Bridges over the offseason. I think the Knicks got a lot better. And like I said a couple weeks ago, I really think we could see the Knicks at least in the Eastern Conference Finals. So I'm going with the almost Nova Knicks tonight.
Almost
over the
Nova
defending
Knicks. I like it. Ryan, on to you.
Yeah, I'm also going to go with the almost Nova Knicks, like you said there, Colin. I like the Knicks a lot, but I like their starting 5 more than their depth bench they got because right now on their that ESPN has, Mitchell Robinson and Precious Achua are both listed as out. So they have
Does Mitchell Robinson ever play? It feels like he's just kind of there.
Yeah, and then you also have Cat, who is probably could be day-to-day when you go to any matchup because he's bound to get hurt at some point. So I don't like their front court depth at all. But I still like Brunson over Holiday, Bridges over White. I would take Brown over Josh Hart and Tatum over Anunoby, but I think Cat is better matchup.
I think the wild card for that Knicks team is OG Anunoby.
Yes.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't he injured at least for part of the playoff run last year?
Towards the end, he was.
Yeah, towards the end he was.
And then, like, I think the Celtics bench, with their guard duo and Pritchard and Hauser off the bench, I think it's a lot better than the Knicks have. And
I don't think Deuce McBride is a bad player, though.
no, he's not. And Campaign is not horrible either. I mean, the Bucks didn't really use him last year, but I think that the Celtics bench is definitely better than the Knicks, but I think the Knicks starting five is better.
So you're going to take the almost Nova Knicks.
That I am.
Mikey?
I'm taking the Celtics in this one personally. I'm not going to hate on the Knicks, but I just think that they're just a newer team with all the players. They're not going to have as much chemistry as a team that just won the championship and barely really changed in any sort of way. So to me, I just think the Celtics overall, you just won the championship. If they just don't overlook the Knicks and they just don't get cocky going into the game, I think if they just stay level-headed and just think about the repeat instead of, or I shouldn't say think about the repeat, don't think about the repeat right now, and focus on just making your way up to the playoffs and start with a big win against the Knicks. Celebrate your ring ceremony with a win. I think the Celtics should take it, but obviously anything is possible in today's NBA.
Anything is possible.
I mean, it's so... We did it. Yeah.
Jason Bryant.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of with you on this one, Mikey. I think just pretty much everything you went off of. I think the big thing for Boston is just going to be staying level-headed. Because Tatum especially, it's like, well, it's pretty much undeniable that he had a tough summer with Team USA, not really getting many minutes. Just
Bottom
kind of
boy.
being there.
Well, it's kind of hard when you are a small forward. And as much as I hate on you guys for being LeBron fans, but when LeBron is on the team, it's
You-
going to be kind of hard to get
You
minutes.
paved the way for the guy.
I
He's-
love that Steve Kerr did that. Knock this guy down a peg.
Right.
He was texting Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, I
He was
got you today.
plagiarizing championship celebrations.
Yeah.
And pictures.
Yeah.
And pictures.
What are you doing?
What a
Everyone
bum.
was wondering what would happen if we didn't win.
Oh, he did that too. He did
I guess
that.
we'll never know.
never know.
I hate that.
On to Alex really quick before we jump into the more favorite matchup of the group tonight.
Yeah, like everyone's saying, I do expect this to be a very close one. I think it's going to be one for the opening night history books. I also expect the new look Knicks to spoil the celebration night for the Celtics as well. I think the Knicks are going to take this one. I just think the addition, like Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby, and then Cat. I think Cat has the advantage over Al Horford too in this game.
Oh, big time.
Everyone
You
says
think?
that, but then
Pretty
Al
easy.
Horford goes
45-year-old
out.
Al Horford.
I saw
We've been
somebody
saying that
wearing
for like 5 years now,
Horford's
though.
hot.
38.
He's popping off
Three
threes in the first half.
Yeah, just
Dude,
tonight.
I don't know how
Just to
he's
prove you wrong.
His guide hand is like in front of the ball.
I
don't
saw
know how he
somebody
gets it
wearing
off.
a shirt, and the only words on it were Al Horford is good at basketball. There was no graphic.
Wow.
It was just text.
Was it at
That's
least like
wild.
green and white?
Yeah, it was green and
Okay.
white. Al Horford is good at basketball.
I also do believe that Jalen Brunson will be in the MVP conversation this year.
That's
He
the
was. He was last year.
That's the exact opposite take of like every single one of my friends, and
Really?
that's why I got him in
Well, there's a
fantasy, and
reason
none of
your
them
friends
did.
aren't pro sports analysts like us.
Obviously,
Right. Are they on a Tuesday podcast here?
no, they
At
are not.
91.7
They're on
The Edge?
91.7 The Edge talking about
And
sports.
UWWTV.
Pretty much every conversation we have is like a
Off the
sports
record.
podcast,
It's
though.
off the record, though. So
Obviously,
we'll
yeah.
never hear it.
None of it matters.
But
It's all irrelevant.
moving on to our second game of the night. You know what they say, best for last. I'll let our two Lakers fans. You guys can kind of tandem on this one a little bit. Take it away.
82-0.
Wow. Oh,
Okay.
can't wait
I'm
for
gonna
9
give-
o'clock.
Okay, Collinsworth.
I'm gonna give my I'm gonna give my bias take, and then I'm gonna give my normal take, like my real take.
Okay.
The analyst take.
Right. I think the Lakers are going to win this one by 75 points.
Seems fair.
At least.
Has there ever been a win in the NBA by 75?
Probably.
I think the Mavs beat the Suns a couple years ago in the playoffs by 70.
It felt like it. I don't think it was actually
it was like-
70.
No,
there
because-
was a game
no,
with the
because remember
Grizzlies a
Chris
couple
Paul
years.
hit that big three-pointer cut
To
the
cut
lead
the
down
lead
to
to
42.
42.
And that was in the fourth quarter. I
The
think.
largest point margin was 73 when the Grizzlies beat the Thunder, 152 to 79.
I kind of remember that game
2021 to
actually.
2022.
Yeah. Okay.
Back when the Thunder were in full-on tank mode.
Yeah.
When they were gathering those picks.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tanking for not Wemby.
I mean, realistically, the Lakers didn't do much besides draft the baby goat. You know,
Yeah, that's a big move.
The 6'1" goat.
they didn't do much in the
6'1" baby goat.
offseason. Their best addition to the team was J.J. Redick, and he's not even playing.
Better
I
than
think if we're
Darvin
gonna call
Ham
Bronny
sandwich.
a go, he's like a feigning go, if anything.
You
Right.
shut your mouth. He's got the king inside of him.
He's got the heart of a lion. Wait. No,
Yeah, if it
he
was
doesn't,
Mufasa, maybe.
actually. He doesn't. I forgot.
anyways, keep
I
going.
forgot about it. I forgot.
Oh, come on, come on.
I forgot. I forgot, dude.
Oh my God.
I think the T-Wolves.
All right, back to basketball real quick.
Let's move on. Let's move on from it. You know, the T-Wolves got. I can't even concentrate.
But I'm
anymore.
not-
I don't even want to be here anymore.
All right, back to the T-Wolves.
Okay, the T-Wolves are most likely going to win this game. I mean, Anthony Edwards is just a generational talent. Plus, they've added a little toughness to their team and defense with Julius Randle. So, I'm unfortunately going T-Wolves tonight. But it'd be super sweet if the Lakers
I
won.
guess a follow-up question I have: does Bronny see the floor tonight, and if so, for how long?
Yes, to clean up the sweat spots on the floor. He can bust out the towel or something.
Colin.
Yeah, obviously biased take. Being a Lakers fan, I think the final
Wait,
score
really?
is going to be like 150 to like 18, if I had to guess.
Just
But
line up the 18
realistically,
though.
I disagree with Laz. Realistically, I do think the Lakers are going to win this game. I think the T-Wolves
Is this
got a
game in
lot.
Minnesota?
No, it's in LA.
It is
Showtime,
doable.
Staples
maybe.
Center.
And
Crypto.com Arena, actually.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm like that for like 2 years now.
Oh, shucks.
Anyways,
Darn.
Julius Randle, I mean, Anthony Davis is just going to have his way with him. We could even throw in Christian Wood, and Christian Wood would probably give
Yeah, but
Julius Randle 30.
Rudy
he probably
Gobert.
would.
I think Christian Wood's out. Yeah,
Christian Wood is
Christian Wood's out.
Anyways, we're not worried about
Shocked.
Christian
What's
Wood.
Anthony Davis going to do against Rudy Gobert?
He's gonna
In the
take
paint.
him-
In the paint.
Outside the paint, just blow by him. Or
Gobert's getting 4 blocks.
Take him
Yeah, if he
outside the
blows
paint.
by him,
LeBron's
he'll
going to
probably tear
cut.
his
LeBron's going
Achilles
to have
and
50
everything in
dunks.
his
in
No,
him.
I'm not talking about dishing it. I'm talking in the paint. What happens?
He's going to score on him.
Realistically?
Yes.
Can I hear your realistic?
Yes. Anthony Davis is great.
No, he's good. He's good.
Yeah, Rudy Gobert is a pretty good defender. He's really good in the paint.
All you have to do is take him out to the
pretty
three-point
good. That's what I'm
line.
saying.
Multiple time depoy.
Yeah, he's
What is
not
he
the
gonna
reigning
do
deep boy at all,
mid-post,
even though it should've been
mid-range?
Wemby.
When
He's
Anthony
really
Davis
only
is in triple
good
threat against him.
when you
Put
funnel
his
down
arm
to
up.
him.
Put his arm up and
one
jump.
pump fake. Rudy Gobert's in the air, going by him for a dunk. I ain't worried about Gobert, as flight reactions say.
Gobert.
Rudy Gobert.
Rudy
But yeah, I
Gobert.
think they got worse
Steph,
with
man. So
adding Julius
inspirational.
Randle, and I think the Lakers didn't get a lot better. I think the head coaching change, I'm really excited to see how this offense looks. I know J.J. Redick said he really studied Joe Mazzulla in the Celtics last year, and obviously they won the championship, so that's a good team to study right there. So I'm excited to see how this offense looks. I'm excited to see how Dalton however you say it.
Connect
Connect
four.
four.
Connect.
How
Connect
Connect
four,
four
yeah.
plays tonight. Obviously, that 35 bomb in the preseason. It's the preseason, but you were playing against actual NBA level talent, and he was able to pop off for 20, which shows that he has the clutch gene, whether it's preseason or not. So I'm excited about him. And Bronny is our, I guess, new Thanasis, you know? It's cool to see him out there.
That's the best way to put
That
it.
is
To be like, oh, there's Bronny. I forgot about him.
Yep.
Is Connect starting?
No.
They're rolling
I'm
out.
also
very
They're
excited.
rolling out Rui Hachimura. It says.
I'm also super excited to
Yeah,
see J.J.
what
Redick
about
get
it? I'm a
fired
big
by
Rui
being out
Hachimura
there.
You
supporter.
talking
Japanese
mess about
samurai?
Rui Hachimura?
Yeah.
He's a dog, dude.
No.
He's a dog.
He's a good player.
He's a good player.
Come on, Ryan.
I'm not saying he's an all-star. He's a serviceable role player. He's a solid role player.
You know,
He's gotten a lot better on the Lakers than he was on the Wizards.
One thing I'm
that's for
excited
sure.
about with J.J. Redick is when he gets fired by February, probably.
No,
way.
then he'll sign
No
with the
way.
Lakers and drill a 3 in the finals to win it.
Yeah. He'll
No,
just
yeah,
join the
yeah.
roster.
Scenario.
He'll join the roster.
They're always
God.
adding like old shooters to their team.
Yep.
Every year they're just like
Kyle
I
Korver's
wonder
coming.
what. Yeah.
Kyle Korver's
Yeah.
coming to the Lakers this year.
Right
It's
now, I'm
happening.
doing my best Darvin Ham impression by
Yeah.
sitting here saying nothing with my hands in my
All I'm
pocket.
saying is when Jared Dudley was on the team, they won a ring. That's all I'm saying. That's
Jimmer
all I'm
Fredette
saying.
is coming to the Lakers.
So
He's
welcome
making
to the
his return
team,
to
Kyle
NBA.
Korver.
Bring
That
in
would be a
Jimmer
great
Fredette.
pickup. I wouldn't be mad at that. But
Whoa,
I don't think the Lakers
43-year-old
are
Kyle
going to be
Korver.
great.
Dudley? Or
this
No,
year.
Kyle Korver.
Oh my God! I was like, I don't want Mr. Dudley again.
Dudley's like an assistant coach for some team at this
in
point.
Turkey.
All right, on to Ryan really quick.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Lakers on this one. I think the T-Wolves are still like more well-rounded. They have a lot better bench depth. I could see them as a possible late seed playoff team. But I think the Lakers are going to win tonight with the second greatest player of all time in LeBron James.
What, you mean Bronny?
No.
We know the first greatest player of all time because he's also on the team.
it was
I don't know why you
LeBron
didn't
James.
mention
Thanasis
that.
Antetokounmpo, obviously.
It could be
He's
third
top
greatest
five.
because Jamal Murray's climbing, but
What is your problem?
You're really pushing my buttons today.
All right, on to Mikey now as we
You got
You
21
don't
more
just
minutes,
cut
bud.
you don't even get to finish.
21 more minutes till we're off air, bud. Count your
You
days.
just-
It's on site.
Count your
I'm
minutes.
counting my
As
seconds.
soon as that door to the fishbowl's opened, it's on site.
We got
Dude gets a leather
19
chair and he
minutes
thinks
and
he's all him,
55
dude.
seconds, but who's counting?
This dude gets a leather chair and he thinks he's him or something. Look at this dude.
I'm glad that you took the Lakers, but
yeah.
Ryan, we might have
Watch
to
it.
move you out of the
Watch it.
fishbowl. Your head's getting a little too big.
Yeah.
Whoa. He's going to have to
What
do
are the
hot talk
straight
from the
score
backup
players?
studio.
Joining remotely.
He's got
Mikey,
the Zoom meeting. I'm going to take the Lakers with this one as well. I think that overall, just the Lakers, the sheer hype of having LeBron and Bronny on the court at the same time. As much as
Bronny's not
I'm not
stiff in the
that kind of
court.
guy.
Bronny's not stiff in the court.
he is sniffing the
He
court.
is.
he will
They're
for
gonna put
1
him out
minute
there.
so that they
So they
can
can
be
have
on the
their-
They
floor
are
at the
going
same
to put him
time.
out there, Ryan.
No.
They're going
From
to.
what I've seen,
Ryan.
he's expected to play
Yeah, that's
tonight.
what I saw.
crazy.
Reports.
He's
Per
gonna,
shams.
he's gonna get out there. He's gonna be one of the
Who's he
first
gonna
subs,
guard,
so
dude?
everyone will get on their feet and start.
He's going to be out there for
cheering and-
20 seconds.
Mike
He's going to make a
Conley,
little
Dillingham.
cameo.
So everyone can stand up and clap
DiVincenzo.
for him, just so then he can probably chuck up a three and brick it, and his daddy will yell at him.
I don't think he can.
What would you do if Bronny was right here, right now? Would you be keeping that same energy?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, you wouldn't. That's what I thought.
Probably
I'd ask him for $1 million.
Yeah.
I would too.
Like,
Give me
let
$1
me
million.
join FaZe Clan.
Yeah, well, there's a reason I'm saying it when he's not in the room.
Yeah.
He's only
I know.
6'1".
I know.
He's only 6'1".
He's shorter than me by 2 inches.
Mike, he's listening right now.
Oh yeah, he is. Yeah,
Not even
I'm sure,
78.
I'm sure before his game,
He's gonna
he's like,
drop
man,
50 tonight. He's gonna be like, "This is for you, Mikey Peterson."
On Hawk Talk.
Over here,
What are you wearing a Jaguars jersey on your little radio show? I'm in the NBA.
Because my dad.
My dad is LeBron
Did this by
James.
myself.
Who's your dad?
All by myself in quotation marks, with the fingers going like this the entire
I made it out
time.
the mud. I'm Bronny James.
My dad could beat up your dad.
The ultimate. My dad
Yeah.
can beat up your
It's like,
dad.
it's like Michael Irvin's son becoming a rapper, and then Michael Irvin on air, live television, just, you grew up in a gated community, son. What are you talking about? You had no food on the table. You grew up in a gated community.
That's how
I was an
Mikey
NFL
Williams was
superstar.
too.
Yeah.
I was an NFL superstar. What do you mean?
My gosh.
All right, before we move on, Alex, any
All right.
thoughts?
I think the Lakers take it here as well. Although Ant is coming off a career year, it's hard to take them in a game where his supporting cast are question marks. So yeah, and the Timberwolves had a pretty interesting offseason. You know, the Cat trade for. I'm actually becoming a little bit of a DiVincenzo fan. A little bit.
I was as a Bucks fan.
He's an angry
so
little fella.
He's
for sure.
like he's fun.
He's an
a fun
angry
dude.
little fella.
Him and Pat
The big
Connaughton
ragu.
have like similar
Such an angry little fella.
personalities.
Yeah. he's
Except
interesting.
he's a lot better of a player than Pat Connaughton is, or
Yeah.
as my
I
friend calls him,
You
Pat
respect
Connaughton.
Pat Connaughton. You respect Pat Connaughton.
I respect 2019 Pat
This guy
Connaughton.
calling shots.
2020.
This guy's calling shots.
Jeez.
Telling you who to respect.
He said
He's
no
cutting
respect.
me off middle of my
You
It's no respect
take this
at all.
host chair
Your
real
take
quick. Ryan's the host
crap.
now. I've been
Your take was
demoted.
Chris
brought
did
up-
just
you
cut
brought
him
up
off
the bad
after
man.
mentioning the one
Oh.
who shall not be named.
You brought up the bad man, and that
Chris
is
did too.
I did.
Chris hosts.
I can bring
Chris
up
could-
whatever I
Man,
want.
we gotta kiss the ring when it comes to Chris.
Chris could bring up my crush
with your
from
leather
fourth
chair.
grade, and there was
Like your
nothing
big
I could
dog
do
over
about
here. This dude threw one flag at an intramural football game.
Was showing us highlights for 20 minutes before.
Were you reffing?
I was rapping
I'm
last
gonna
night.
need to see the flag toss.
Oh, I can show you last.
Oh,
He
I-
did chuck that thing.
Was it
That
a
went
good
probably
toss?
20, 30 yards. It was a dot.
It was about
Make sure
40
you put
yards
it up
cross
to-
field.
It was a
Make sure you
good
put it up
toss.
to the
It's a good
camera.
toss.
It really was.
And I turned the
Little
burners
Mahomie
on
with
the
the flag
sideline
toss
to be able to
there.
hawk someone down.
Congratulations.
Why
Thank
didn't
you.
Don Hernandez say a little Mahomie with the flag toss there? Perfect.
He
opportunity.
probably missed it because he was calling his
Isn't it-
friend.
Here's my
Uh,
friend.
How do you
his
miss this?
friend.
Oh! Touchdown!
All right, on to our next
Jeez.
topic. Unfortunately, we're going to get a bit
Oh,
more time with
okay.
basketball next week as well. We'll do some overreactions next week, which is one of my favorite topics to do.
The 82 and
I
0.
got an overreaction for you.
Yeah, I got one right now.
However many Lakers losses the Lakers have next week, they're sticking there. That's it. They ain't losing another
So if
game.
they have 2 losses, they'll have
80 and 2.
Yep. Okay.
I'm going 82 and 0.
I'm an optimist. What can I say?
LeBron James,
Glass is
MVP.
half full.
I respect it.
Did you guys see that Bronny
going-
is actually the it's not favored, but he's the most bet on
Yeah.
person
I
to
saw
be
that.
Rookie of the Year.
I
That's
saw that.
ridiculous.
It makes sense. His odds are
Absolutely
probably
insane.
so low.
People are actually putting their hard-earned money on the worst player in the NBA.
I might put $1 on it. What do you get? 200 back?
It's not a terrible idea, but with that, we're going to move on
the
really
house.
quickly.
Well, I got a pretty good overreaction actually. I think the Lakers.
Mikey, this is for next week, buddy.
We're talking
Next
about
week.
the
Save it.
We're
They
actually
get
talking
to
about
go.
the
Save
I
it.
don't.
Well-
Fine, I'll save it.
All
We
right,
earned
yeah.
our stripes.
I'm going to come up with one,
Fine.
and then each of you guys can
I'll
come
remember
up
this.
with one. And then,
I'll remember this next week.
Bench
Okay,
players
I
talking
will.
like starters. I hate it.
yeah, for real. But on to the Fall Classic. Well, folks, the Brewers' blessing, as I like to call it, is no more
I have
as...
one, Chris.
Oh, man. But for the first time in recorded
Not the Ryan
history...
treatment.
For the first time in recorded history, the team that eliminated the Brewers in the playoffs will not be making the World Series as the Mets lost in 6 games against the Dodgers, leaving us with the Yankees-Dodgers World Series. The main question I want to take away from this really quickly is this good for baseball to have the 2 biggest markets and the 2 biggest teams? Ryan, I know you have quite a bit on this, so I'll let you start.
No.
Yeah, I told you earlier, Pittner. This was my little rant session here. I think this is what baseball wanted. Rob Manfred especially, get that clown out of office. But like, I think it's just bad for baseball. I mean, yes, you have the biggest stars and the biggest games on the biggest stage, but it just adds to the fact that if you're a top 5 payroll in the league, you have a good shot at going far in the playoffs. Small markets got to deserve some love too. I mean, Cleveland looked fantastic in the ALCS. Just like their defense and pitching that held them up all year, just absolutely just demolished. And it got in the clutch. It hurt them, and it helped them all year. But it's going to be a fun World Series match to watch.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you on that. Just going back to the small market thing, it's just really unfortunate. We were saying a little bit before the show, actually, how you have to be perfect as a small market team.
You do, and you said earlier too, like these guys let other farm systems develop, and then they just pay them millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars, just snipe them right off their roster, and then those small market teams have to do the same thing and keep.
It's like
growing
rinse and
players.
repeat,
It
pretty
is.
much.
It is.
Well, a lot of that too is because the MLBPA just doesn't want a salary cap because the players. I need my $60 million a year, guys. I need my $60 million.
It's dumb.
Yeah, Mikey.
It's not entirely Manfred. But
What are your
it's
thoughts
something.
on this idea? Is this good for baseball? Because obviously it's going to grow the global brand, have your best players there.
Obviously, it is when Shohei Ohtani, Japanese player, is in the World Series. He's going to be NL MVP for sure. Had a historical season, and now he's in the World Series against the most notable team in all of baseball with the New York Yankees. Yankees chasing for 28, I think it is. I don't even know what Dodgers are chasing for. Probably like there's 7.
Not as many. I'll say that
Definitely
much.
Not as many. Not
Should have
27.
more with the talent they have,
But
but
when you have the 2 biggest teams in all of baseball going up against each other, and some of the big names like Aaron Judge, Shohei Ohtani, Juan Soto. As much as I am a Juan Soto hater, I will say Juan Soto is one of the better players in all of baseball. Garrett Cole for pitching as well. Overall, it's good for the sport. I didn't want to see it. I'm sure a lot of other baseball fans didn't really want to see it, but when it comes down to it, it will be one of the most watched World Series probably because they just want to see an absolute showdown between the 2 best teams in all of baseball.
if it's an offensive clash, that is
It-
exactly what the
more than likely
MLB
will.
wants.
It's
It's
going to
gonna
be.
be.
Dodgers going for their 8th World Series title.
I just see way more talent on the Dodgers roster than the Yankees,
I
though,
do
to be
too,
honest with you.
but-
It's just the lineup 1 to 9 is just so much more loaded than just kind of the top heavy Yankees.
I think
well,
the
also
Yankees.
when Aaron Judge has been sorry, Ryan.
No, go ahead. You're
Sorry.
good, Mike. You're good.
But when Aaron Judge has also been like practically silent the entire postseason until the ALCS, just about like the later games of the ALCS, it is going to be very hard to beat a team like the Dodgers when Ohtani, Betts. I don't think is Freeman doing well. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, he's playing. He played the last.
Well, I mean, their
games.
MVP of the last series was Tommy Edman.
Yeah,
Go.
Tommy
It's
Edman
literally
was
like
going
the,
nuts.
Tommy, clean
The
up better
unsung
Edman.
heroes are stepping up for them right
No,
now.
I know. I think the Dodgers get it done though, or the Yankees, excuse me. I think they win it in 6 at Dodger Stadium. Shohei gets out representing the tying run. That's my take.
I mean, it's not
I mean, I can hope because I'm a Dodgers hater too. Wow.
Well, yeah, but for guys that are already, or people that are already baseball fans that have watched the sport for years, like me and Ryan, we didn't want to see this. We wanted to see something like the Mets and Guardians or the Tigers and Padres, like I was calling, and then
Or the Brewers,
that was
because
gone by
we live in eternal suffering here
I
in
mean,
Wisconsin.
Mets Yankees would have been pretty sick.
Subway Series would have
Mets
been pretty
Yankees
cool.
would have been sick too.
Mhm.
The thing is, though, about Mets Yankees is the ratings are great for that immediate area, but it doesn't span the entire country as much. Like
No.
when you look at Dodgers Yankees,
It's gonna.
the Yankees are objectively the bigger team in New
Yeah,
York.
it's
Like there's a
coast to
lot of
coast,
Mets fans,
yeah.
but there is a ton of Yankees
It's
fans.
about the Mets.
But yeah, a lot of
go
baseball
Mets.
fans, they didn't really want to see this, but this will bring baseball a little bit more leverage and a lot more ratings for sure.
I think the 5 of us in the studio were really hoping for a Grimace costume.
Yeah,
Yeah, we really
Where
were.
is that?
Sorry,
Was it
guys.
only if they made the World Series?
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately.
They got close enough.
Yeah,
I
honestly.
was thinking
It is
about doing
Halloween week
for-
next
I was
week.
thinking
Just
it
bring it
just-
out for Halloween. Just why not?
Yeah, the Halloween.
We'll see
special.
what happens.
We could do a
See what
themed
happens.
dress-up week next week and do costumes.
Oh, no.
We could all do them.
No jerseys.
No jerseys.
No
jerseys.
jerseys.
I can't rep the James Robinson jersey.
You cannot be James
Rockford,
Robinson.
No, you
for
cannot.
Halloween.
Rockford legend James Robinson.
Cannot be James
Not
Robinson
needed.
for Halloween.
1 year wonder James Robinson.
Can't do it for Halloween. Can't be James Robinson.
Unfortunately.
Batman or something.
Batman.
He's more of a Shrek guy, I think.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like Shrek.
Wow. You can be Donkey then.
Nah, we got to get
Fine.
Draymond
Fine.
Green as a special
Fine.
guest if that's going to be the case.
Then we get Klay Thompson flexing his rings in the fishbowl as well.
On to Alex. What are your thoughts on just this entire discussion so far?
So I actually do believe that this is going to be like a really good World Series. Like both these teams are loaded with stars, and you can make a case for either team to take it. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch. I really hope it is. But I think it's really cool how. I hate that baseball is like that, like the whole money thing. Whoever has the most money is going to have the best roster. But you don't really get to see a matchup like these two teams that often. Because like last year you had the Diamondbacks and the Rangers. Like those teams aren't obviously the most paid. I mean, and that's still cool to see. But like even now, like this World Series matchup, like you don't always see the two number one teams going head to head. And I think it's cool that we get to see that and what would happen, especially these just loaded rosters.
Well, it feels like in sports this year, it's like a lot of the teams that make the championships are like the teams that are the most favored. Like the Chiefs were probably the favorites,
Yeah.
at least to the casual fan in football. The Celtics were in basketball. Neither the Dodgers or Yankees are kind of 1A, 1B when it comes to baseball. We're seeing a lot of the favorites, per se, actually make it this year. And if you want to throw soccer in there even, Real Madrid won the Champions League this year. It's literally just the favorites. UConn won in March Madness, too. It's like,
Kylian Mbappe's career might be over, unfortunately. Well, I shouldn't say unfortunately.
we will not get into that today, but
absolute
you guys understand what I'm saying, right? It's like
Yeah.
2024 has been the year
100%.
of the favorites,
No,
pretty
it has.
much.
And it's been a while since we've seen a 1v1 matchup
and-
in baseball.
And
or, like,
UConn. UConn won this year in
That's
March
true.
Madness, too.
Yeah.
That's true. But like the last time we had a 1v1 matchup in the World Series was in 2020, if we're going to count that. But before that, it was 2013 when the Red Sox beat the Cardinals in 6 games, which backs my foreshadowing here that an AL East guy or team is going to win in 6 games.
I like the history reference there, but I don't
Are
know.
the Cardinals NL West, though?
They're not the NL West.
The Cardinals are the Central.
I know.
They- I-
That's-
yeah, I
that's
know.
why-
I know.
that's-
That's why I didn't throw the Cardinals in there as my.
You don't think
as my
I
history
know that,
lesson
dude?
here.
As a Cubs fan, you think I don't know that the Cardinals are in the Central?
I'm sorry for you.
Come on.
I don't know.
I'm sorry for
You
you.
gotta know me better than that, man.
I'm a little off it today, I guess. On to Laz.
Well, I mean, after that little 12-minute rant, it's kind of hard to find something that wasn't said. I mean, just going back, I didn't watch the World Series last year.
I didn't either.
I didn't really care about either of those teams, but I'm
exciting.
more than likely. That's great. I'm sure it was.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's
whatever.
cool.
Obviously.
So cool.
Sick, dude.
I'll probably sit down and watch every one of this year's World Series games just because I know more than half of each. My volume got adjusted somehow.
Seems good over here.
No, I mean in my own headset.
Oh, okay.
I obviously didn't swing my feet over there and kick the volume down. I just like seeing two number one teams, two titans of the trade, if you will, going at it. It's definitely going to be offense heavy. I mean, the pitchers are going to walk out of there demoralized.
Most
When you
likely,
add
yeah.
Maybe
Judge
not
and
Miracle.
Ohtani.
Maybe not
ERA's
Miracle.
inflated.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be a tough series for the defense. As far as who's going to come out on top, I really can't tell you. I want to say the Dodgers, but at the same time, if the Yankees hitters start finding their stride again, it's going to be Yankees.
They need Judge to get hot.
They really
I
do.
hope
Court needs to be in session.
Yes.
On to Colin really quick before
Yeah,
final thoughts.
Like Laz was saying, I'm usually the kind of guy who I'll catch some baseball during the summer, but as soon as football or basketball starts, I forget baseball's even a sport. But this year, with
I
the
lock in
Yankees,
for the Brewers, but the second they
make their early exit every
the
year.
second
I
Pete
tend to-
Alonso hits a 3-run shot. to
All right.
right
Unneeded, unneeded, unneeded.
Peterson. Where were the Cubs during that whole thing?
I didn't know
On
he
their
threw it to
couch.
Michael Peterson. I thought
Yeah.
he threw it to
Where are
Colin,
you
but-
right now? Where are the Brewers?
Anyways,
on their couch.
So it's actually.
But who was on their couch first?
Yeah.
Right, they were. They
I'm
surely
glad
were.
to see.
Who stole an
So-
$8 million a year manager only to win like 80 games?
$40 million for a crappy manager. There you go.
All right, back to
All right, go
You done,
Colin,
Mikey?
it's your turn.
back to
Yeah, I was gonna
Colin.
say, like,
Back to
Colin.
Doesn't
Colin.
change the fact Alonso
Did
ended
we
your
bury you
series.
yet?
Doesn't
No,
matter.
you're still yapping over there.
No.
All right.
Can we mute
Oh, wait.
Mike 5?
He's like a cockroach.
Oh,
Can we
wait.
mute Mike 5?
I
Yeah,
could.
Cockroach Peterson over there.
He's muted.
And that's enough for Mikey.
For the time being, he's muted.
Anyways, it's just really exciting to see two top teams like this facing off, two teams with so much talent. I actually will be tuning in this year. And as far as who's going to win this thing, Dodgers, both the teams have been looking really good, but like we've been talking, like everybody's touched on a little bit, Aaron Judge hasn't looked great. So if he can catch his stride, I got the Yankees. If not, give me the Dodgers.
I'm going to also go with the Dodgers. I just think there's too much talent. But now we're going to unmute Mikey. Thank you, Colin, and not Mikey.
Thank you,
On to
Chris.
final thoughts.
It's a great segment.
You're
I'm
acting
gonna-
like I can't just
I'm
move
gonna
up
start
there.
with a thought here, and I want you guys let me know what you think. I think this game for the Packers this upcoming Sunday has trap game written all over it. They have to travel to Florida. Jacksonville's coming off a good win against New England. Their offense just got Evan Engram back. And I feel like a lot of fans, maybe not the team, but at least a lot of the fans are overlooking the talent on that roster. What do you guys think?
Well, if Jordan Love isn't chucking the ball like a blind Brett
my
Favre
God.
out there,
Who hasn't
then we should
come
walk
off
away.
That dude has
bet or a
that dude
good
has
win.
a coin in his head, and if it lands on heads, he's Aaron Rodgers for the drive. If it's tails,
Yeah.
it's
Okay,
Brett
but
Favre.
realistically,
Exactly.
who hasn't had a good win against New England? You know, like everybody's getting wins against. New
Yeah,
England.
you got to look at who they were
They
playing. It's not
lost.
like they beat a
Well,
good
Drake
team.
May has
The
looked a lot
Bengals-
better
Bengals
with the
lost to
offense
them.
than
Oh, the
Jacoby
Bengals.
Brissett
Well, yeah,
did.
but the Bengals first week always suck.
Yeah,
That's
true.
common knowledge. First week Bengals are the worst team in all of football.
They
every
sucked for
year.
like the first 4 weeks.
I know, but I'm just saying first week Bengals are always atrocious.
Right.
They're a team that has to really hit their stride. In the
But
middle
I'm
of
just
the
saying,
season.
like, Jacksonville's starting to find some form a little bit.
They
And
got-
that could be dangerous for the Packers, who could easily overlook a team like that.
I know ETN was out and Tank Bigsby balled out, so they got to get backup running back, too.
Yeah, he's looking good so far this year. We'll start with Alex. Your final thoughts.
Based on this game in general, just basically hope Jordan Love doesn't flips the coin on the Aaron Rodgers side for this game, for Packers fans. I just think Jacksonville just still is like not that great of a team. I mean, the Patriots aren't great, and London is always weird. So yeah, I think the Packers are good here. I just hope they don't overlook it.
Just a really quick question. How are you feeling about your Saints? Does Dennis Allen need the axe?
He does. He needs to be gone. I don't know why he's still here. Why is he still here after Thursday night's game?
He's repping the Steelers right now.
I switched team. No, I'm just kidding. I got this.
Complete bandwagon.
This is a nice little goodwill find. So
There you go.
I respect
Mr.
that.
Nice
Thrifter.
Steelers.
Mr.
Yeah.
Thrifter.
I respect it. On to Mikey.
Oh yeah, just kind of moving on with that Packers Jaguars game. I think a lot of it just comes down to obviously not overlooking the Jaguars, but at the same time, there's not really a whole lot the Jaguars have defensively besides maybe like Foyesade Luakan, who is
Well, you got, what's his name? Trayvon Walker and Josh Hines Allen, too.
Trayvon
Good edge
Walker.
rushers.
Yeah, I mean Walker's not terrible. He's a solid edge rusher, but I feel like he is more of like an all-around versatile kind of guy. But overall, they don't really have a good secondary, and obviously Green Bay's receivers have kind of they've shown out so far this season, especially Jayden Reed. Dontavion Wicks is another one that I loved if he could catch the ball a lot more. But ultimately, I think Green Bay should win this one. It's just a matter of not overlooking your opponent and staying level-headed, kind of like the Celtics with the Knicks.
I think that's fair. On to Ryan.
I just think this was pretty funny. News broke yesterday Jameson Williams was suspended after going 1 catch for -4 yards. Like, why are you going to suspend the guy that just went
Kicking him when he's down.
Yeah, exactly. It obviously did not help him play better, which was pretty funny.
Clearly not. Colin?
Yeah, I can't not talk about the Packers real quick. I was so pumped on them after that win. Finally having a kicker, the offense is looking great. But that's not my final thought. I wanted to talk about WEAC football a little bit. Oshkosh was able to get a crazy upset versus Platteville, which really shakes things up. That is exactly what Whitewater needed, sitting at the one conference loss. Platteville taking that conference loss now means we have a 5-way tie for first place in the WEAC.
Wow.
You guys called me crazy last week about that.
Wacky WEAC for sure, like you said, Chris. So that's exactly what Whitewater needed, a Platteville loss. Like I said, 5-way tie for first in the WEAC. So if Whitewater can run the table, they still have a shot to have a really
You
good
guys
season
call me
here.
crazy. When
Not
I
only
said
that,
Platteville could
Stout
lose to
had a
Oshkosh. You guys called me
27-6
madman.
halftime.
You called
What
me
is
a
Mikey
madman.
talking about?
Stout had a 27-6 halftime lead on River Falls. River Falls came back and won the game in overtime.
Crazy.
Wacky
Wacky
WEAC.
Wacky
Wacky
WEAC.
WEAC.
That-
Wacky Weak indeed.
On the
You,
Laz.
you owe me never saying Jamal Murray's name again.
I'm not promising
You just
that.
said the bad man.